You know, it's quite the coincidence. It's quite the coincidence, man. How I tweet Road Dogg just a couple of weeks ago. And I ask him, bro, this is not a coincidence. I said this verbatim. Verbatim. Word for word. Are you watching off the script? Not if I paid him all the money in the world. He wouldn't watch my reviews right here on the tube. So what happens tonight? I don't know. I mentioned cliffhangers in yesterday's Monday Night Raw review. And we get fucking cliffhangers on SmackDown Live. And at the end of the show tonight, I know for a fact I said this in my review. Just like I mentioned Charlotte mentioning the Divas and mentioning to Carmella when she was champion that you are a diva living and wrestling in a wrestler's world. I said that. Word for word. Randy Orton mentioning in his promo. Merely the next week after I had said it on my review, I am going to be the type of villain that scares your children so much that you have to pull them away from the television screens. Who said that? This guy right here. So we can add this one to the list now, too. Samoa Joe visits AJ Styles' home. Now, in my sick and twisted mind, I would have went, not Brian Pillman, Stone Cold Steve Austin style, but I would have certainly enhanced the viewer's experience there. Which I can only hope that they continue this next week. There's got to be other footage there. Like, it would be so weird if Joe went to Styles' house and invaded his home, and he was standing on property that wasn't his, filming from his phone, about to ring the doorbell, and then we don't get a follow-up to that next week. There has to be a follow-up to that next week. Has to be. Otherwise, Joe is just going to come off looking like a fucking... He's going to come off looking like a lame-ass motherfucker. That's what he's going to come off as. He's going to come off as a bitch. He's going to come off as somebody who doesn't fulfill his promises. There has to be a follow-up next week. And this is why I mentioned cliffhangers. Monday Night Raw gave you no cliffhangers, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt with the Dean Ambrose story. And tonight we got cliffhangers. We got one in Aiden English and Rusev and Lana. And we got one with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. Samoa Joe has to have the rest of that footage next week. Has to. But I know I mentioned that on SmackDown Live Review. It's not by coincidence, people, and I don't want to stroke my own fucking cock here, but somebody in WWE is no doubt about it watching and listening to what I say here. There's no doubt about it. I mentioned this 3 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden we're seeing Joe invade AJ Styles' home. What should have happened and what I hope happens is he rings the doorbell and he starts saying Wendy's name out loud. Oh, Wendy, Daddy's home. And she answers the doorbell. You know, me and my sick and twisted mind, I would have Samoa Joe duct tape her mouth and drag her upstairs. And he would sit her in the rocking chair. You ever see the movie, what the fuck was that movie? No Country for Old Men? And I forgot the name of the fucking villain in the movie. I watched it literally a week ago. Again, for like the fucking 18th time. Man, that dude that plays the villain in that movie is fucking absolutely brilliant. You ever watch the movie and you sit and you're watching the movie and you see this guy sitting in the bedroom with the wife. The husband was killed and she's coming home. She's buried her mother, right? Mother died. The husband died. She comes home. She's all alone. And he's sitting in the fucking chair in her bedroom. And he flips a fucking coin and he says, call it. Call it. And she's like sitting there crying and all nervous. No, I'm not going to call it. I'm not going to call it. The coin has no say. Right? Samoa Joe needs to sit Wendy Styles down in a chair like him, duct taped while he's reading his daughter a bedtime story. That's what I need to see. Now, that may be a little bit out there. That may be a little non-WWE in this PG era, but that's the extent I'd go for this. Something has to be done there. Something has to be added on to that cell phone footage that we've seen with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe there, man. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff. I love the fact that Samoa Joe is getting into the mind of AJ Styles, and now he's taking it to a whole another fucking level. Now he's invading his home. As Styles signed the contract, this is brilliant. It's brilliant. Joe doesn't have to be there. He's the one who lobbied for the fucking match anyway. He got AJ Styles to sign on the contract for his stipulation because he wanted this. He got Styles to sign on for it. And now he's mind-fucking AJ Styles. He's gotten AJ Styles to the point now where he could do anything to AJ Styles. Samoa Joe is the master of puppets, per se, in this storyline. This is brilliant. Samoa Joe has ultimately mind-fucked AJ Styles. Signed the contract, he got the match he wanted, and he did something that a lot of people didn't expect him to do. He took it a step further. Where's Daddy? Daddy's not home tonight. I told them Daddy was going to be home, but he's thousands of miles away. And he's over there ringing the doorbell. I love it. If Samoa Joe is not the WWE Champion at the end of October 5th, WWE has royally made one of the biggest mistakes of the entire fucking year. There is no way that this guy's body of work, and I will get into the review in a second, there's no way that this guy's body of work does not warrant him a WWE Championship reign, if at all, just for 2 months. The guy needs the championship. The guy needs to be leading this show as the WWE Champion. What more does he have to do for you? He made you believe he could be WWE Champion in a feud with Brock Lesnar. Look at the work he did with Brock Lesnar. Look at the work he did going into SummerSlam. Look at the work he did with this entire feud. Look at the work he did with Roman Reigns. That feud meant nothing. Samoa Joe has been given material after material after material. And the guy's been hitting home runs every single fucking time. AJ Styles has been a great ambassador for WWE. AJ Styles has been a great WWE champion. He's the guy I look for when I look at WWE champion. That's the guy we want. The type of guy we want. The type of wrestler in this industry today that we need leading a show like this. But AJ Styles' time has come. There's a new beast on SmackDown Live. It's not AJ Styles' house anymore. I think AJ right now would be better suited as the one chasing the championship because of what Samoa Joe has done. Look at everything Samoa Joe has done up until this point. If AJ Styles overcomes all of this, a personal story, now that is including his family, there should be absolutely nothing that this guy can't overcome. This is the end-all, be-all for this. Joe wins the title. If not, WWE is fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Samoa Joe is going to Australia and winning that WWE Championship. That is my fucking prediction. Wrestle Rumble's having a prediction. Without question, without hesitation, Samoa Joe's winning the WWE Championship. That's all I have to say about that. Absolutely brilliant fucking stuff. We talked about cliffhangers on Monday Night Raw. Everybody was like, where's the cliffhanger? They teased Dean Ambrose turning heel all night. Where's the cliffhanger going into next week's show if they just went right back and aligned him with Rollins and Reigns? I'm giving, believe it or not, I may be on some fucking drugs. I said, believe it or not, let's give WWE the benefit of the doubt here. And I don't believe I'm doing that on Monday Night Raw with the Shield. I don't believe I'm doing it. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. And the reasons I gave you are very substantial. The reasons I gave you are incredibly valid. There is no cliffhanger yet. The cliffhanger will be at Super Showdown. They need a selling point in that god-awful, boring main event of the Dogs of War versus Roman and his boys. It's not the Shield. It's not the Shield. I'm sorry. I refuse to call it from this point forward the Shield. This is nothing but Roman and his two puppets. Roman narrative, Roman agenda, Roman initiative, whatever you want to call it. This is not a Shield reunion. This is just a ploy to get the fans to fucking get on their hands and knees and suck Vince McMahon's dick. Oh, he's a genius. No. This is Roman being shielded by two guys who are better than Roman. The cliffhanger will come in Australia. Why? All you have to do is look towards November 2nd at Crown Jewel. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Braun Strowman. There's no way Roman Reigns is losing that Universal Championship. You think WWE gave this guy the Universal Championship to ultimately have him lose it a month and a half later? You fucking out of your mind? WWE would never book a scenario like that. Braun Strowman has been fucked left and right. Braun Ryback Strowman. That's his middle name, is Ryback. This guy's got the Ryback push going on. Push to the fucking top, and then they fucking killed him. And Braun Strowman seems to be dying in the same way as Ryback, but a little bit slower. Ryback dropped off after fucking 3 months of being undefeated. I remember him on Hell in a Cell against CM Punk. And what happened? After that, goodbye. Done. Brad Maddox low blow. 1, 2, 3, it's all over. He was never the same after that ever again. Braun Strowman seems to be dying a little bit slower, but he needs some sort of fucking huge Band-Aid. That Band-Aid's going to come at Super Showdown. He is going to get the pin over Roman Reigns. It's a non-title match. The Universal Championship is not on the line. You know, speaking of that, I wanted to mention this in Monday Night Raw review, and I don't know why I didn't mention it. I was all over the fucking place. Having Brie Bella being defended by everybody today just really set me off. But I would not put it past WWE to make that match and entice that match as a multi-championship match. Maybe the tag team titles are on. Maybe it's an elimination match. Maybe the tag team titles are on the line. Maybe the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Maybe the United States, the Universal Championship is on the line. Maybe all the titles will be on the line in that match at Super Showdown. Or not. I could just be really, really, really fantasy booking here. I don't think WWE is going to go that route. If it stays a traditional 6-man tag, I could see Braun Strowman power slamming Roman Reigns with, Dean Ambrose being in the center of that thing and him kind of saying, fuck this shit and getting frustrated. And there's the cliffhanger. Braun Strowman getting the cliffhanger there with Dean Ambrose and Dean Ambrose joining the Dogs of War or just turning his back on the Shield. That's where the cliffhanger is going to be. The title's not on the line. Roman, no doubt about it, should be pinned by Braun Strowman because Braun Strowman's not going into Saudi Arabia and winning the Universal Championship. That's where your cliffhanger is going to be. I talked about this on Monday Night Raw. And with this shit on SmackDown Live, I mean, somebody's got to be listening. Somebody has to be listening. We got Aiden English and Rusev on top of whatever happened with Samoa Joe. There's your fucking cliffhanger. I want to watch SmackDown Live more than I want to watch Monday Night Raw next week by leaps and bounds. It's ridiculous. And all Aiden English did was pull out his TMZ card. I have some dirt. I have some scoops. I have some drama. Drama alert by Aiden English. Lana, are you being honest with your husband? What about that one night in Milwaukee? And everybody does the, And then Denver. Denver was a great crowd tonight. They give Aiden English a Milwaukee chant. He actually dropped the microphone. He didn't even say anything after that. He dropped the microphone. What about that one night in Milwaukee? Lana's like screaming away from the microphone. What is he talking about? Milwaukee? What are you talking about? Drops the microphone. Mic drop. He gets a holy shit chant for what he said. Now, if that's not a cliffhanger, I don't know what to fucking tell you. If you're not excited about that, like Corey Graves says, you got to check your pulse, man. Everybody wants to know, because Aiden English says, I have footage. You will see the footage next week. If that doesn't want to make you watch SmackDown Live next week, I don't know what the fuck will. And Monday Night Raw just got its lowest ratings in its 25-year history today for last night's show. Because they ain't doing anything right. Because they're being led by Roman and his puppets. because there's no other storyline outside of what we're seeing with Roman and his puppets. Meanwhile, SmackDown Live has multitudes of storylines going on and a lot of different aspects to keep you interested in the show. They're pushing everybody equally. There's still talents that haven't been seen on the show, but everybody is getting a piece of the pie lately, and you gotta really give SmackDown a thumbs up for that. But their cliffhanger with Aiden English tonight was fucking great. And we were all worried, collectively, if Rusev and Aiden English are not together, what does this mean for Aiden English? More than likely, Rusev is going to be fine, and Aiden English will probably be a jobber to the stars. Superstars, here he comes. Main event, here he comes. Squash matches on 205, not 205 Live, on SmackDown Live, here it comes, you know? And I will watch 205 Live tomorrow to see what's going on with that, being that I mentioned 205 Live. Apparently there was problems with the ticket. The wrong time for 205 Live was printed on the ticket last week. They said 6:15, the show didn't start till, they said 6:30 and the show started at like 6:15 or some shit like that. I don't know. So there's a reason, or one of the reasons, for a dead crowd or an empty crowd. Even though they did tape it before SmackDown Live last week. We'll see if it's any different this week. But, you know, Aiden English, man, he showed a video package of why he thinks they could have been, what he said, legends. And this video package was great, but it also made me very sad because it was pretty much WWE saying, yeah, we fucked up with these guys. They highlighted their big wins, and they highlighted how popular they were, you know, when Aiden English was first paired with Rusev. And I'm watching this shit from the early days of this Rusev Day concept, as they were becoming successful in the tag team division. They were gaining momentum in the tag team division. This entire video package was great. It was very well produced, but it also made me very sad. Because I realized how much WWE fucked up with these guys as a tag team. I will say it again. They should have won the tag team titles coming out of the Elimination Chamber or at WrestleMania. But WWE didn't do that. Rusev was here, and then he was here. Here, here. Up and down. Left and right. Every other direction but this. They fucked up. Rusev Day should have been two-time easy tag team champions. Easy. On a show that desperately needed tag team wrestling and a team that was so over that could have really led this division. And they didn't want to do it. They didn't pull the trigger. And now they're separated. Maybe this is a way that we get Lana out of the picture and we get Rusev and Aiden English back to some sort of popularity. And Lana is out of the picture because Aiden English is blaming Lana for their split. And of course, Rusev being the very good husband that he is, he's not going to abandon Lana and agree with Aiden English. He's going to stand by his wife. But maybe Aiden English does have some evidence to where we get Rusev Day back. Maybe this is all a great storyline to get Aiden English some sort of popularity, get them together, push Lana out of the picture, and we get Rusev Day back as a tag team. I don't know. But it certainly is a fucking cliffhanger. It certainly is going to get you to watch SmackDown Live next week. I know I'll be watching. Great stuff. Same thing with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. Great stuff. Randy Orton. I jumped out of my seat with just a little bit of excitement when I seen Randy Orton attack Ty Dillinger after his match with Shinsuke Nakamura. Everywhere Shinsuke Nakamura goes, Randy Orton is always there to attack the guy that Shinsuke Nakamura is fighting. He can't seem to evade this guy. He is the United States champion, and all he wants to do is defend his title. You know? The United States of Nakamerica. He isn't being too patriotic as Randy Orton to the country of Nakamerica. But Randy Orton comes out and attacks Ty Dillinger for no reason. And here I am thinking, holy shit, Ty Dillinger, for whatever reason, is Randy Orton's next victim. Now, I swear to God, if Rey Mysterio is Randy Orton's legit next victim, then you know someone is watching this fucking show. Ty Dillinger was attacked by Randy Orton. I jumped out of my seat with excitement. I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be fucking great. We all wanted Ty Dillinger back on television. Now he's in a feud with Randy Orton. Why is he attacking the Perfect 10? Threw him over the announce table, beating him up on the outside, gave him a draping DDT off the apron, dissected him in the middle of the ring by doing his Orton stomp. He didn't do the RKO, though. He didn't do the RKO. Then Nakamura gives him the Kinshasa, which looked absolutely fucking devastating. Ty Dillinger's head went right into the LED board on the side of the apron. So Ty Dillinger was taken out with no explanation whatsoever. He walks up the ramp. Mike Rome catches him in the back. And he says, Randy, why did you attack Ty Dillinger? Is he your next victim? And Randy Orton said, of course not. Like a fucking prick. Of course not. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I just wanted to prove to you and everybody that I fucking hate that 10 chant. It's annoying. And he doesn't like the 10 chant that Ty Dillinger does. Now, at this point, I again became sad. Because this would have been great for Ty Dillinger. This would have been a fantastic start to get Ty Dillinger back in the good graces of the WWE audience. A feud with Randy Orton after what he did with Jeff Hardy. I mean, that's a pretty big fucking promotion there for Ty Dillinger. That would have been great. But they didn't do that. Ty Dillinger ultimately got buried by Randy Orton and Nakamura. Yeah, he was used on television. Yeah, he was given a United States Championship match. Yeah, there was a near fall or two that I was on the edge of my seat with in hopes that Ty Dillinger would pull off the upset because they ain't doing jack shit with Nakamura. But at the end of this thing, it was a clear-cut burial. Get the shovel out, dig the dirt on top of the fucking grave. Burial for Ty Dillinger. If you think otherwise, then I don't know what the fuck you think of a burial. Or I don't know what you think is a burial. That is a burial. I don't like using that word. I don't like throwing that word around. But Ty Dillinger was buried tonight on SmackDown Live. And what they did is they used Randy Orton to get their point across. Randy Orton was the spokesman for WWE management. I don't know what the fuck Ty Dillinger did to anybody in WWE or WWE management. Road Dogg, Vince McMahon, the higher-ups. I don't know what he did to annoy anyone in this company. That he has not been pushed, he has not been featured, he hasn't been given an opportunity on this show. I don't know what he did. But I can tell you this, and I would be willing to bet some heavy money on this. WWE management lived vicariously through Randy Orton tonight on SmackDown Live. They got their inner feelings out through Randy Orton tonight. Because they couldn't do it. They were like, you know what? Fuck Ty Dillinger. Fuck him. We're just going to send Randy Orton out there and do what Randy Orton does best. Beat the shit out of him. They lived vicariously through Randy Orton tonight. And pretty much had Randy Orton go out there and say, fuck the perfect 10. His chants are annoying. That's what WWE thinks about Ty Dillinger. Whatever Randy Orton did tonight, that's what WWE management thinks of Ty Dillinger. So when you guys want to think, well, where's Ty Dillinger? He's too good of a talent to not be used on this show. I agree. I think him and R-Truth as a tag team would be fucking fantastic on this show. You talk about a Cinderella babyface team with the makings of the next big thing. You know? I would love to see the Perfect Truth on SmackDown Live, but apparently that's not where WWE's mind is right now. So that's what I think of Randy Orton and Ty Dillinger. Randy Orton, I'm still predicting Randy Orton's next victim is going to be Rey Mysterio. You know, I agree with some of you guys. Almas and Rey Mysterio are going to be a good match. You can put Almas with Nakamura. You can have Almas win the United States Championship. That's fine. It's fine. It ain't doing anything in Knock America. It's not really being spotlighted with Knock America. Give Almas the United States Championship. How many more times can you have him lose to Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles? He needs a championship. Maybe we could get some Almas Orton matches. Maybe we could get some Almas Dillinger matches. You know? Almas Hardy. Or whomever you want to put in there. I don't know. I don't know where they go with Almas. He wasn't on the show tonight. I don't even know where you go with the United States Championship, really. You know? But you got to start doing something with the United States Championship. You really got to start doing something with the United States Championship. Either one of those guys would look great against Seth Rollins at Survivor Series. You got to start positioning your champions for Survivor Series. Nakamura vs. Rollins right now for champion versus champion at Survivor Series. I'll take it. I'll take it. Nakamura wanted a challenge. He wanted top-tier talent to work with in WWE. That was the whole reason why he came over here. There you go. But if you want to make the switch and put the title on Almas versus Rollins, ooh. Man, that's a match I'd love to see. Either way you look at it, Could be great. Could be great. So we'll see what happens with that. I found that to be pretty entertaining stuff with Randy Orton and Ty Dillinger. Got me a little excited, and then I ultimately became sad at the end of it when I knew that nothing was going to materialize for the perfect 10. And Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio is still my prediction for Randy Orton's next victim. Because he wants to take down our idols. He wants to take care of our heroes, right? He wants to break down our heroes. There's no better hero than fucking Rey Mysterio. Simple as that. Other than that, who are you going to have Randy Orton feud with? There's nobody else. It's perfect. Rey Mysterio will be on SmackDown Live 1000. And Randy Orton will be there, waiting. Like a fucking snake in the grass, believe me. The opening to this show, man. I don't know who wrote the opening to this show, but normally I would shit on a segment like this because it does nothing but just enhance the level of cringe on a wrestling program. But there is a spot, some spots, for some comedy and some laughs. R-Truth has been absolutely fucking brilliant ever since they started giving this guy a role on television. The guy is genuinely fucking funny, man. I smile. When I'm feeling like shit and I watch R-Truth, I genuinely fucking smile. The guy, you can tell the guy is actually fucking genuine in everything he does. He's having a good time out there. He's great in the ring. And he's just fucking humorous and funny. Now, I understand a lot of you guys are, thinking logically. That's what we do here. Carmella, R-Truth has just single-handedly turned Carmella into a babyface after her reign of terror on SmackDown Live where she just completely fucked over Asuka. Or they fucked over Asuka with Carmella. But the pairing seems to be working out. I mean, this was an entertaining segment. I doubt anybody really thought about Carmella being a babyface here. They were just entertained. And I had two people text me and tell me Carmella is looking like the SmackDown version of Sasha Banks, old Sasha Banks from NXT. And two people text me that tonight. She's got the red hair. She's got the tight leather pants that Sasha Banks used to wear down in NXT. And she's looking like a ghetto version of Sasha Banks down in NXT. Now, I don't know if that's done just merely by coincidence or if that's a knock on Sasha Banks. I don't know. There's another thing that we don't really know what's going on. Undisclosed injury, no mention of Sasha Banks anywhere on WWE television. They really haven't come out and said, what is Sasha Banks being plagued by? What is she injured for? Nobody knows. But this opening segment, man, Truth TV was fucking absolutely funny, man. Good stuff. And I didn't really mind it. It took up the whole first half an hour of the show. Got a great match with The Miz out of it. The Miz came down and just really it was a very, very good work shoot on Daniel Bryan. Very, very good work shoot. So good that so much was in it, I don't even remember half the stuff The Miz said to Daniel Bryan. So we're going to listen to it here on the review because I got it queued up right here. Daniel Bryan appears on Truth TV and The Miz interrupts and goes into a complete talking smack like worked shoot on Daniel Bryan.
Welcome to the most must-see talk show. Welcome to Truth TV. How did we let this happen? Okay, real quick. Can I get a what's up?
What's up?
I like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the yes man himself, Daniel Bryan!
Guys, I gotta admit, I'm enjoying Truth TV.
Why am I not surprised?
You've been dealing with Miz plotting and scheming for 8 years. Last week, you was able to foil his plans with the
He
other
sounds
Carmella.
so fucking scripted, dude.
No offense. I'm glad you dyed your hair. You started to confuse people. How
The other
cathartic
Carmella.
would it be finally defeating Miz at Super Showdown and getting one step closer to the WWE Championship?
Bryan is smiling.
Wow, Truth, that was actually a really insightful question.
Truth drops truth. That's what he did.
This show is already way better than Ms. TV. And as you know, Miz and I have been going after
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry, but Truth, it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
Hey, hold that thought, D. I just got word that it's time for the Truth TV 7 seconds dance break.
Hit it!
This is outrageous. This is embarrassing.
Go Truth, go Mella.
As you were saying,
It's so fucking
You guys
random.
have dance breaks on the show.
next time be ready. I got an animal segment coming up with some people from the Denver Zoo. But I want to hear more about you and Miz at Super Showdown.
Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means? You're out here celebrating the fact that you foiled one of my 300 ideas last week. Understand that I have an idea for every second of every day, and I will have thousands more to come at WWE Super Showdown. I will do anything, and I mean anything, to move on to the WWE Championship. Will you? Huh, Daniel, will you? Nah. You're too proud to do what it takes to win, and that is why you consistently let down the people that care for you. The only way that you can beat me is if you compromise your own moral code. But you can't do it, Daniel. It's impossible, because if you cheat, you'll not only be stealing the hope from these people, but you will be forever tarnishing the name Daniel Bryan.
This is actually a fucking fantastic promo, and the mindset here going into this, just based on the two characters, is absolutely fucking great. I'm sorry. The Miz is pretty much saying to you, I'm gonna cheat to win, because that's how badly I want it. He's outwardly admitting to you he is going to do whatever he has to do if he could get away with it. If the opportunity presents itself, he is going to take it, no matter if it looks bad or if it looks bad. That's what he's going to do. And he's pretty much telling Daniel Bryan, I have the one up on you already. Because we all know you're a goody two-shoes. You're the underdog. You're going to scrap and fight and claw your way back. That's what you are. You're not going to go to the level of what I would do. The only way you could beat me is if you become me. And Miz knows he's not going to do that. And he threw it right in Daniel Bryan's face. Because if you cheat, you throw away every piece of you in the garbage. People will look down upon you and think, this is not the Daniel Bryan that I want and respect. Daniel Bryan's changed. He's not the same guy anymore. So the Miz right now is testing Daniel Bryan. The Miz is testing Daniel Bryan to see if he's got what it takes, if he wants it as much as the Miz does. This is fucking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
You won't be doing no tolerant blasting people's name out like that. Not on my show, Miz. And all that extra talking, you done killed my animal segment. You know what? Miz, you are banned from Truth TV for life.
You can't bandit the Miz.
You just banded the Miz.
Animal segment, this isn't even your show.
You want your show back? I'll fight you for it right now.
Fight you for what? This is my
Dance break!
Here you go again.
It's so fucking random. So Miz goes to the back and
Hi.
talks to Paige.
Hi. Yeah, hi. Did you see what's going on out there? Did you see what's going on out there? It is a joke. How can you replace a groundbreaking show like Miz TV with that? That's out there. That is crap. That is nothing. I want Truth TV canceled right here, right now. Tell them.
Well, you heard what Truth said. If you want Miz TV back, you're gonna have to run on out there and win it back. Go on.
It's my show.
Bye. Joe, win it back. Go on. Bye. Get out. Go.
It's just so fucking all over the place, man. It goes from some funny to serious, It was literally all over the map, man. But it was one of those segments that I would normally shit on, and I didn't shit on it. I actually enjoyed it very much. And that promo by The Miz was fucking great. This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. After listening to this tonight, I'm going to switch up my aspects or the way I'm thinking about it. I'm switching up the whole premise of this storyline here. What if Daniel Bryan beats The Miz at Super Showdown and becomes the number one contender for the WWE Championship? Proves The Miz wrong. And we get Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe at TLC. Or at Crown Jewel. Say it happens at Crown Jewel. And The Miz fucks over Daniel Bryan and helps Samoa Joe retain the WWE Championship. And Daniel Bryan's looking for his rematch. And then The Miz beats AJ Styles. He beats AJ Styles. He jumps in line. He jumps ahead of Daniel Bryan to become the number one contender. Because he beat AJ Styles. The Miz beats Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. Or they could put all of them in a fatal four-way. Like I had originally mentioned. And Daniel Bryan is upset that he is not going to get a one-on-one match because of The Miz. And he's getting his rematch in a fatal four-way, which is unfair. All he wants is a one-on-one match because of what The Miz did. The Miz fucked him over. And now he's getting his rematch. His rematch clause has to be invoked at TLC in a fatal four-way. The Miz wins the WWE Championship. Bryan doesn't get pinned. Styles doesn't get pinned. And Joe doesn't get pinned. The Miz steals the WWE Championship at TLC. The Miz goes into the Royal Rumble as the WWE Champion. The only way Daniel Bryan can get a shot at The Miz is by winning the Royal Rumble. And Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble. We get a WrestleMania match between the two, and Daniel Bryan wins the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. So what if Bryan wins at Super Showdown instead of what everybody is thinking, The Miz? Because I know everybody is thinking The Miz is going to win. Because everybody wants to see The Miz and Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. But what if WWE does the opposite? Everybody's expecting The Miz to win. And when has WWE ever did what the fans expect? Never. Maybe we get Daniel Bryan winning the WWE Championship number one contender match at Super Showdown. He goes on to fight Samoa Joe. Gets fucked over. The Miz fucks him over. Joe retains. Meanwhile, at the same time, Miz is beating AJ Styles. So he's one step ahead of Daniel Bryan. And then we get the rematch, the WWE Championship, all four guys in the TLC ladder match at TLC. Miz wins it. Wins the WWE Championship. Joe and Styles can continue feuding. Bryan and Styles and Joe can have a little triangle of matches. And Bryan eventually wins the Royal Rumble. I like that idea a lot. WWE is probably not going to do what we expect them to do, and everybody's expecting The Miz to become the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Just a little fun fantasy booking scenario there. Let me know what you guys think about that. But this segment was fucking great. This entire show, man, I had 2 hours of fun on this show. This was a very, very good episode of SmackDown Live. It wasn't the greatest episode of SmackDown Live that I've ever seen, but they did a lot of things right on this show. And they made light of a lot of things. They made it seem fun. It was 2 hours of entertaining fucking wrestling program. And that's all I ask for. I think that's all we ever ask for. Those are the big things that happened on SmackDown Live, man. The Miz went on to beat R-Truth here. He actually beat R-Truth with... This was a very good match, man. R-Truth can go. I really wish R-Truth would be given more of an opportunity on SmackDown Live. I think he could be something that the fans really invest their time in. He beats R-Truth with Daniel Bryan's running knee, which is great symbolism there heading into their Super Showdown match. Miz wins. After the match, he does the yes chant in front of Daniel Bryan, who was sitting on commentary. We see a backstage segment that was filmed earlier in the day of Charlotte Flair during a photo shoot. Becky comes and beats up Charlotte Flair, talks trash about her, throws her into some production crates. She threatens the cameraman. Why don't you take my pictures? So she takes the title. She stands above Charlotte's broken down corpse. She puts her foot on Charlotte's body and holds the championship up as she orders the cameraman to start filming her and taking pictures of her because she is the champ. Tom says that Flair was escorted out of the building and evaluated for injuries and was sent home. So she was not on this episode of SmackDown Live. Sheamus versus Big E. I said this last week. I knew this was going to happen because we got Kofi Kingston versus Cesaro last week. So I figured, why not? Let's do Sheamus versus Big E. And that's exactly what we got here, man. Sheamus wins. Sheamus charges. Big E catches him with a big power bomb. Sheamus ends up blocking a spear. Big E can't hit the big ending as Sheamus fights him off. Sheamus comes right back with a bro kick and beats Big E. So we got the Bar overcoming the New Day once again. We have both teams in the ring beforehand. And the New Day admitting that they do play a lot of games, but they also give the Bar a lot of props for being a top team for so long. So the Bar pretty much state that it's going to be the end of the fun and games, and we are going to win those tag team championships. We're going to prove to everybody why we are the top of this division. Should be a damn good match at Super Showdown, man. You know, it's something that we haven't seen a lot of, so I'm expecting something rather fresh from both of these teams. And if it's anything like what we got with the New Day and the Usos, I think the Bar could certainly be on that level as well. So we'll see what happens, man. Should be a decent tag team title match at Super Showdown. Rusev and Aiden English. We discussed this already. Aiden English says that he's got some incriminating photos and video of Lana in Milwaukee, and he's trying to turn Rusev on his wife, Lana. A holy shit chant starts after he says, well, what about that one night in Milwaukee? So, Aiden English doing his best Keemstar impersonation. We got some drama alert coming on SmackDown Live next week. Should be a great cliffhanger, and I'm definitely intrigued by what they got up their sleeve with Aiden English and Rusev. Asuka and Naomi versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, man. Mandy Rose may be one of the most hottest women on the planet. I'm being completely honest with you, man. Mandy Rose has come a long way. You know, a lot of people have asked me, JD, do you lump Mandy Rose into the diva category that the Carmellas and the Alexa Blisses and the Nia Jaxes and the Alicia Foxes are in? You know, I honestly think Mandy Rose is a better wrestler than Alicia Fox, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax. Honestly, I do. She's much better looking, too. That doesn't hurt. But Mandy Rose has come a long way, man. You know, Sonya Deville isn't even that bad at all. I actually like the pairing. I think this is a great pairing. If WWE wants to introduce tag team titles, I think that would be a great pairing right there. And a great inaugural champion. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. This was nothing more than an enhancement match because apparently Asuka and Naomi are going into Super Showdown to go 2-on-2 in a traditional tag team match with the Iconics in their hometown. I would be shocked if the Iconics do not get the victory over Asuka and Naomi. The way Asuka has been booked, I would not be shocked whatsoever. Asuka and Naomi win here. They hit, I was going to say Neville. Where is Neville, man? I miss Neville. They hit Deville with a double kick, and Asuka covers for the pin. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ty Dillinger. This was won by Ty Dillinger because of a DQ. Randy Orton comes out and does what Randy Orton does best. Just fucking beats the shit out of anybody in plain sight. Great attack by Randy Orton. Ty Dillinger is not his next victim. And he just did it because he hates the Perfect 10 chant. He thinks it's annoying. Becky Lynch versus Lana. Becky Lynch wins here. If there was ever a fucking night for a squash match, this would have been it. I don't believe we had to watch at least a minute or two of Lana getting some offense in on Becky Lynch. She's the women's champion. She took care of the queen. She should have went in there and destroyed poor old Lana. Come on now. Becky Lynch wins with the disarm her over Lana. Kayla Braxton's backstage with Aiden English. He mentions that he's got video proof, visual proof, and he will unveil that on next week's show. Paige is in the ring for the contract signing. This was the last thing of the night. I don't have video of this, otherwise I'd play it because it was absolutely fucking fantastic. Before I get the hell out of here, let me see if WWE actually does have the promo, because I would love to have you guys listen to Samoa Joe's tone in his I don't give a fuck tone with AJ Styles, him in front of AJ Styles' home. They don't have it on WWE's YouTube channel. Not yet. They'll probably have it in a couple of minutes. They usually upload most of the SmackDown stuff by 12 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock right now. But Styles is in the ring with the contract and Page. Styles says Joe doesn't have the guts to come out here and look him in the eye and sign the dotted line. Styles says Joe is more likely to come and attack him from behind, and he does look from behind. He's looking to the sides because that's what Joe does. That's how he works. He says AJ hypes the match for Super Showdown and says it's right up Joe's alley because he doesn't play by the rules. Joe suddenly appears on the Titantron. Apparently, he's streaming from his phone. Joe says the best part about his job is traveling the world and seeing various places. And we all thought he's talking about Australia and the fact that they're going to be at Super Showdown. He's happy to be at one of those places tonight. Joe shows us a mailbox, and he's standing next to the mailbox, and it says Styles on it. AJ realizes that Joe is at his family home, pointing this out to Paige. Says, Paige, he's at my home. He's at my home. And there's nothing that Paige could do. So, Joe taunts AJ and brings up his family being there, thousands of miles away from Denver as AJ Styles. Now, Joe wonders if AJ really, or realizes he's helpless right now. How he feels about this. AJ tells Joe to just hold on. Joe wants AJ to get out his phone and call Wendy to tell her. Joe remembers AJ doesn't bring his phone to the ring. It's in the back. It's in the locker room. Joe has a gift for AJ's daughter, Annie, a baby doll. AJ starts begging, screaming into the microphone, don't go into the house. Joe goes on taunting AJ, rubbing it in, saying that they both know AJ's family is home. Joe says AJ will feel those same feelings at Super Showdown. Joe goes on talking to AJ and says that this has always been about consequences, mentioning how AJ stole the title from him. AJ begs Joe again not to go into the home. Joe rings the doorbell, and he looks into the camera, and he says, before it fades to black, Daddy's home. I swear to God, they have to show the extended footage next week of Samoa Joe actually going into the home. If they don't, I will sit here. The first thing I will say on this review is I'm incredibly disappointed. This was great stuff, man. This was a very, very good episode of SmackDown Live. Now, listen, it's not breaking any fucking ground. It's not burning down the fucking roof of the whatever arena they were in Denver, Colorado. You know, they did what they had to do. The Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. It wasn't going to burn the fucking ceiling down in Denver at the Pepsi Center. This was just a very good show. It was a very fun show. And the things that they did on this show got you interested and it got you excited about next week. That's all we asked for. That's a sign of a good show. And SmackDown did its job tonight. I'm getting out of here, man. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that thumbs up. Please remember to hit that thumbs up, man. It helps out the video. You guys nailed over 2,000 likes on Monday Night Raw review. I expect the fucking same right here on this review. Thank you guys so very much. I'm getting out of here. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And I will see you guys tomorrow with more Spider-Man, NXT, and the Mae Young Classic. Lots of stuff coming up tomorrow, man. So look forward to all of that. I'm getting out of here. Enjoy your Tuesday nights, Wednesday mornings. And I'll see you today, or Wednesday rather, for more content right here on the channel. I'll talk to you guys later.